Hello there. I'm making this video for a student of mine, a young student who's getting ready for a recital. She's going to be playing a Johnny Cash inspired, Walk the Line inspired riff, and hopefully the melody too. So in this video I'm going to cover the riff that's similar to Walk the Line, the melody, the key changes, and the chords that go with it. Alright, so at first it's going to start off at about 105 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. That's the riff. And the melody would sound a little something like this in the first key. 1, 2, 3. Something like that, just to give you a preview. Alright, so that first main riff really is kind of like a hybrid between the key of E and the key of A. We're going to have 3 main bass notes and a bonus note. So those starts in one location. Ultimately, the first chord is going to resolve to an A. So we're going to use our open strings. That's open string 5 is A. Then it's going to move to the open 4th string D. Then back to the open A. Then down to the open E, which is the 6th string. And then you can repeat that pattern. So it would go A, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, 5th string, to the 4th string, back to the 5th string, then the 6th string. And you repeat that cycle. Then we want to connect those root notes. So to connect those root notes, I'm going to walk up a major scale. So here, I'm going to start on an E. And I'm going to start pre-measure. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. So I'm going to hit the A on the first beat of a measure. I'm going to get there by walking up from E on string 6 to the 2nd fret of string 6, which is F sharp, to the 4th fret, which is G sharp. And that's a walk up to the A. E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Or I'll just call it E up to A. Then I'm going to go from A to D using that same pattern, but playing the A note on the 5th string, the 2nd fret of the A string, that's a B note, to the 4th fret, which is a C sharp, on my way to D. So I have 2 walk-ups. E up to A, I'm going to hit A again, A up to D. Remember, D is on the 4th string open. Then my next 2 patterns are going to be descending, or walking down. I'm going to go now from the D, starting on the 4th string open, walk down the 3 notes on string 5. So I'm going to start on the 4th fret to the 2nd fret to the open. So D down to A, and then A down to E in the same fashion by playing the open 5th string and walking down the 4th, 2nd, and then the open note on string 6. Then I can essentially repeat this pattern over and over again. So I would go E up to A up to D, D down to A down to E, start it over. E up to A up to D, D down to A down to E up to A. And ultimately when you play this, it's probably going to want to resolve to that A, so it's going to resolve on an E up to A. Alright, so to move along, within each one of those chords, we're going to do a root 5th pattern. So this is not changing the chords, but when we get to the A the first time, we're going to throw in its perfect 5th, A, B, C, D, E. So we're going to throw in a low E with it. So I go E up to A, E, A. When I walk up A to D, D's 5th is D, E, F, G, A. So I'm going to go A up to D, A, D. And yes, that spells dad. Next time when I descend from D to A, D down to A. I'm going to play A to E again. Remember, A, B, C, D, E. But I'm going to play the E this time higher on the second fret of string 4. D down to A, E, A. This will set me up for when I play the A down to E, because I can't go any lower than this E note without down tuning or adding a 7th string. So in this case, I'm going to play the B at the 2nd fret. So E, F, G, A, B is the 5th. I'm going to play the B at the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So A down to E, B, E. So I'm going to add that into my mix. So I got E up to A, E, A up to D, A, D, D down to A, high E, A down to E, B, E up to A up to D, A down to D down to A down to E. Right, and play through that. Make sure you can do that, I don't know, at least 4 times in a row, or you do it until you just can't get it wrong. Alright, so now once we have that in place, we're set up to play the full riff. The full riff is going to throw in a B7 in there. So it's going to start off with the E up to A, E, A up to D, A, D, D down to A, high E, A down to E, B, B. Notice I did 2 B's there. E, B, B, and then E, F sharp, E. And that's going to set me up for my B7 chord. So to walk you up there again, E up to A up to D, D down to A down to E, B, B, E, F sharp, E. And then here's my B7. I'm going to hit a B in its major third, which will be the E flat or the D sharp at the 2nd fret. I'm sorry, 1st fret of string 4. I'm just going to go root, 3rd, root, and walk this root down to the open A, G sharp, F sharp, E. And then just do a root 5th, E to B at the 2nd fret, open E, 6th string to the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Alright, so that whole riff sounds like E up to A up to D, D down to A down to E. So initially I played that at about 105 beats per minute. So I'm going to slow that down to about 80, which is roughly a little faster than 3/4 speed. So I can play through that and you can play along with me. 1, 2, 3. D down to A. I'll do it one more time at that tempo. 1, 2, 3. E up to A up to D, D down to A down to E, E7, and down to E. Cool. And just like at the beginning, about 105 beats per minute, I'll do a full tempo play along there. 1, 2, 3, E up to A up to D, A, do it again. 1, 2, 3. Cool. And there you have it. Now when we get into the melody section, that's kind of fun because the song is actually played in 3 different keys. It is played in the key of E, which uses an E chord, a B7, and an A. Then it switches up to the key of A, which then uses an A, an E, and a D. Then it switches up to the key of D, which uses a D, an A, and a G. Then it goes back to the key of A, which has the A, D, and E in it. And then ultimately there's a fifth verse that resolves itself back to the key of E, which has the E, the A, and the B7 in it. Alright, but that's a recap on chords. I'll try to cover that at the very end of the video, because next I want to get into the melody. And the melody is going to start on the tonal center in the key of E. So we'll start this with an E. We'll make this easy on the fingers. E, 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 F sharp, and G sharp. 2nd fret and 4th fret are my other two melody notes. And then it's going to go up. So here I'm still just using string 1 for this portion of the exercise. I'm going to go E, F sharp at the 2nd fret, G sharp at the 4th fret, and then A at the 5th fret. Then I'm going to play the C sharp at the 9th fret. Notice this is on a dot. B at the 7th fret, A, and then G sharp. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, C sharp, B, A, G sharp. Now another way I like to play this, just to keep it a little tighter, would be in 9th position, meaning the first finger at the 9th fret, or in my case it's the 1, 2, 3, 4th dot from the headstock. So starting on string 3, I would play frets 9 to 11, that's right before the double dot. And then on string 2, I would play frets 9 to 10. And then I play fret 9 on string 1, fret 12 on string 2, fret 10 on string 2, and fret 9 on string 2. Then I would go back to the open and play the open E. String 2, I would play the 4th fret to the 2nd fret to the open. So that's an E, D sharp, C sharp, and a B. Then I would go back to my F sharp, 2nd fret of string 1, open E, D sharp at the 4th fret of string 2, back to the open 1st string E. So altogether that part, and I'll play it first at about 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Repeat that part. Next part, scaling up. Open notes. Play with that fretted part. 2, 3. 9th position. Kind of flubbed it up there on that higher part, so I'll do that higher part one more time. 1, 2, 3. And then from there, it's going to switch over from the key of E to the key of A. So you'll hear Johnny Cash in the song find a tonal center by humming an A note. And we're going to play that at the 2nd fret of string 3. And our notes here are going to be presented basically the same way we just played them in the key of E, but we're in a different key. Alright, so I'm starting on the A, and my three main melody notes are A, B, and C sharp. Now I'm choosing to play the fretted B, but you can play the open E, or open B, which is the open second string. A is the second fret of string 3, B is the open second string, or the fourth fret of string 3, C sharp, second fret of string 2. Right, play that melody line twice in a row. So on this part, I'm going to start on the second fret of string 3. So that part, I'm going to walk up those first three notes, A, B, C sharp, all the way up to a D at the third fret of string 2. Then play the F sharp on the second fret of string 1, open E, back to the D. And resolve it down to the C sharp. Then here I'm going to play the reverse of an E major scale, which is going to be the second fret A note that we're familiar with, G sharp at the first fret of string 3, and then I'm going to play an F sharp at the fourth fret of string 4. That's the because you're mine part. I'm going to resolve it down to the E at the second fret of the 4th string. Then I'm going to go back to string 3 and just play frets 4, which is the B note. Or I can play the open second string. Play the A, G sharp back to A. So that part all together. First part. Right, next part. Next part. And last part. And we'll do a play along there at about 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Repeat that part. Scale it up. Scale it down. Awesome. And then we'll do a play along there at 105 beats per minute. And I'll try not to mess this up. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Messed up a little bit, but you get the right idea there. Alright, and the last key that we play this in is the key of D. So you'll hear him hum a D note before he goes into the third verse. And the third verse, again, is going to center around this D note, which is going to be the third fret of string 2. Alright, here I'm going to use the open E note again, which will be my second note of the scale. And then I'm going to use the F sharp again at the second fret of the first string. And that's my melody. I'm going to scale up the same way I did before, but here I'm going to play D, E, F sharp, G at the third fret of the first string. Then I'm going to hit frets 7, 5, 3, 2. And then my scale down from there is going to be on string 2. I'm going to hit that D note and walk it down. Frets 3, 2, O, and hit the A at the second fret of string 3. And my last pattern would start from the open E, D, C sharp, back to D, and those two notes are on string 2, frets 3 and 2. Alright, so again, starting on D, E, F sharp, D, E, F sharp, E, D. Walk it up, D, E, F sharp, G, B, A, G, F sharp, D, C sharp, B, A, E, D, C sharp, D. Alright, I'll do a play along to that at about 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3. Repeat 2, 3. Scale it up. Scale it down. Awesome. And then we'll do it at about 105 beats per minute. And again, if you need to go back and forth and practice this at 80 beats per minute a couple times, just back that tempo up. If you need to go slower, slow it down in the YouTube function. 1, 2, 3. And once you got that, verse 4 is going to go back to the key of A, and that's the one that starts here. And verse 5 is going to go back to the key of E, that's the one that starts here. And then that's the end of the song. Alright, so I hope you found this helpful. I know I said I was going to cover the chords. There are 5 chords in the entire song. The chords go as follows. You got E is a 6-string chord. You can accomplish this by playing the open 6th string, 2nd fret of string 5, 2nd fret of string 4, 1st fret of string 3, string 2 and string 1 are open. And in the song, rhythm-wise, you'll probably play a root, which is string 6, a strum up, which is 1 and then it's perfect 5th, which is string 5, fretted at the 2nd fret, which is a B note. Another chord that you'll play in the song is an A chord. So this one's a 5-string chord, open string 5, 2nd fret of string 4, 2nd fret of string 3, 2nd fret of string 2, and then the open 1st string. It's perfect 5th. You can, of course, find it. So I got the root on string 5. I can find its perfect 5th either on that 2nd fret of string 4, or I can find a lower version, which sounds pretty cool, on the 6th string, open, which is a low E. You can alternate between low, root, high. Another chord in here is D. This also has an open root note, string 4. And we play the 2nd fret of string 3, 3rd fret of string 2, and the 2nd fret of string 1. Now its perfect 5th will be the 2nd fret of string 3. That's an A note, or you can play the open 5th string. Here I'm going to use 4th string, 5th string. And the rhythm is 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2, and a 3 and a 4. The other 2 chords that are in here are your B7 and your G, and they're very similar shaped. So I'm going to go back to my E chord. Remember, that's open, 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret. The last 2 are open. To get to B7, my switch is I'm going to move my index finger 1 string towards the ceiling, ring finger 1 string towards the ground, and tack on the pinky to the 1st string at the 2nd fret. So it's a 5-string chord, and it's going to go 2nd fret, 1st fret, string 5, string 4, and then the 2nd fret of string 3, open string 2, and the 2nd fret of string 1. And when he plays this in the song, he does a root, 3rd, root, 3rd, so it's playing play string 5 to string 4. And then on the G chord, I'm not sure if he plays a root 3rd or a root 5th. But I'm going to use this for my G chord. 3rd fret of string 6, 2nd fret of string 5, then strings 4 and 3 are open. Then I'm going to play the 3rd fret of string 2 and the 3rd fret of string 1 with the ring and the pinky finger. So if I play root 5th, I'm going to play the 6th string, 4th string. And if I play root 3rd, I'm going to play the 6th string to the 5th string. Alright, so at the beginning of the song, it walks up. It starts on an E, but it's a walk up to A. Then in D. Back to A. Down to E. Throws in a B7. And then in E, it's going to hang there to find its tonal center. Now the chord progression is actually going to go 5, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1. So in the case of the key of E, our 5 chord is the B7, then down to 1, which is E, back to 5, which is B7, to the E, then the 4 chord, which is A, back to 1, to the 5 chord, B7, and to the E. And you put that rhythm that we just described in there with each chord. Then the song's going to switch to the key of A, so we go to an A chord to find the tonal center, but then when he starts singing, it's going to start on the number 5 chord in the key of A, which is the E to the A. That's the 1 chord. Repeat that. 5 chord E to the 1 chord A. To the D, which is the 4 chord. Back to the 1 chord, which is A. To the 5 chord, E. Back to 1. That's the A. And it's going to switch to the key of D for verse 3. So it's going to go to a D chord, find the tonal center for like 3 measures. Then it's going to go to D's number 5 chord, which is A. Back to the 1 chord, which is D. Back to the 5, that's A. To the 1, that's D. To the 4, that's G. Back to 1, that's D. 5, that's A, and back to 1, that's D. Then it's going to boomerang back, or it's going to bounce back to the key of A. So for 3 measures, I'm going to hang out on the key of A, or the A chord, play its 5th, that's the E, going up to A, and then the E, going up to A, and then the D, going down to A, and then in E, right back to A. Excuse my singing voice, I'm just getting over a cold. And then we go to E for the 5th verse, the last verse, find the tonal center on E for 3 measures. Then we go to its 5th, which is B. Got the B7 going down to E, and then a B7 going down to E, then an A. Then take it back to E, then B7, right back to E. And in a nutshell, that's the chord progression for the song. Again, add that root 5th flat picking pattern to it, and have fun with it. So in summation, Hadley, knock it out of the park at the recital. I know you will. Everybody else, practice up, and most importantly, have fun with it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments section below. Come see me the next time. Take care.